right, folks, here I am on my favorite playground. I'm going to give you a little bit of a tour of what are some of the resources I have here. First off, this is like my main area. These are my pull-up bars, various heights, nice solid concrete platform. I've got my push-up bars there, alternating heights. Got these stairs I can work with, benches. I set up camp over there with all my stuff. You know, over here we've got some dip bars, big open flat area here. I like to do my pattern work. Got a sit-up board, got a vertical pole there. Start working on some of my little clutch flags and everything I learned at the PCC, and lots of good resources out here to be able to use. Always remember that every environment you find yourself in has its own resources towards your body weight exercise. There's nothing that is devoid of your resources. I mean, look, got a hill I can sprint up right over here. You know, there's all sorts of fun areas that I can play around here. So the first thing I do as always is check my scoreboard on my iPhone there, get a sense of what I need to do in the day to progress. So I started off with practicing my new toy from the PCC. These are, of course, my muscle ups. As you can see here, it's a little bit of a struggle. Still working to get up over the bar here, but as you may have noticed, I don't really do much of a warm-up with my exercise. I supersetted with the one-arm push-up. I was going on my knees here, using my thumb for a little bit of support. Generally, what my strategy here is, because I'm tired and I'm kind of a little out of it, I'm just practicing some of the skills, some of the new toys that I've got from the PCC. I'm not really working to work my muscles into exhaustion or just kind of beat myself up at all. I'm just trying to improve my abilities in the new techniques that I had learned. So then I got back on the pull-up bar, another set of the muscle ups. You notice I'm doing these in singles, not trying to go for consecutive ones. Right now my goal is just to be able to do the move at all. I'm not very concerned with my technical proficiency and am I doing everything quote-unquote correct. Just a simple matter of getting the move done at all, to feed it into my nervous system, train it in, and I'll worry about the technical proficiency a little bit later on. And from there I got back onto my scoreboard. I figured I was starting to feel a little good, so I figured why not go for a couple of records here. I had set up my grip grenades there behind me, and I figured let's see if I can't break any sort of records, so I decided the 3-minute test would be the one to go with. So I like the 3-minute test because it gives me the chance to break 2 records of how many I can do in a single shot, as well as how many I can do in a 3-minute time period. So as you can see here, my range of motion's a little bit shorter than it normally is. I like to bring my hands right to my chest, but as I learned in the cert, with the pull-up, the higher you go, the more strength it requires. So sometimes when people are saying, how do I advance the pull-up? A lot of times the answer is just simply strive to get yourself up a little bit higher. I'm also working here on arching my back a little bit and moving with a smoother style of breath. It's very common with the 3-minute test for people to get a tight breath and really have a lot of tension, get kind of caught up in their diaphragm. You'll see that right there in my face there as well. Excess tension as I'm starting to get more tired and more fatigued. See me pacing, walking around. This is one of the things about the 3-minute test that I like so much, is that it's too long to be able to do in a straight shot. I don't know anybody who can do an exercise like pull-ups for 3 straight minutes. Maybe a minute, but not 3. So it forces you to kind of fight and manage the fatigue just a little bit. But at the same time, it's short enough so that you're not exhausting yourself. So even on a day like today, when I'm really tired and I haven't slept the night before, I have the ability to say all I gotta last is like 3 minutes. And that 3 minutes goes by a heck of a lot faster than you think it does when you're actually in the exercise. So I won't make you watch the full thing, but basically here I am once again. Scoreboard, broke my record by 1 rep. So I wrote that in the scoreboard. Now that's the highest level for me to perform and progress to. Back again with the muscle ups. And again, I'm just playing around. I'm not trying to do anything particular with this. It's a very new move. Just the act of doing the exercise at all is a form of progression from where I'm at right now. So just a few of them, singles at a time. You can see I'm definitely getting a little bit more tired there. I notice when I get fatigued from things like lack of sleep or hard race the day before, I have good strength and power, but just not quite as long. It's my endurance that gets the short end of the stick, as you'll see. Yeah, no, not quite. So that at that point, I said, okay, I'm going to cut it there. Then after that, I moved on to some of my lever work. Front or back levers here on the bar. Really good for the back, really good for the spine. This here is a prime example of why it's so good to record yourself on video. Because when I was doing this, I felt for sure that I was straight. My hips were the same height as my shoulders. And of course, as you can see there in the example, that wasn't the case. This here is a new exercise I've been playing around with for the past few weeks. I'm really liking this one for the shoulders and the arms. It's sort of like a bent handstand push-up kind of thing, big full range of motion. But because I have to press myself into the post or the wall, there's a substantially larger amount of tension on my shoulders. And I'll be making up a video in the near future on the details of that move there. But very, very good exercise. So I was supersetting that with my back lever. You also notice too, I'm not rushing this sort of thing. I know it's very common for a lot of people to do a lot of circuit training style workouts and rush from one exercise to another. There's a time and a place for that, and I'll do that from time to time, but for the most part, that's not just the style I have. I adopt a bit more of a body building style approach, putting my feet up on the bar there to give myself a sensation of what a straight lever would feel like. But like I was saying, I don't go very fast. I'm not worried about like metabolic condition or anything. I've come from that school where it's like if I'm doing strength work, I'm working strength and muscle really hard. I'm not trying to work my endurance or anything like that. That's for things where I'm doing endurance style workouts. Here you can see I got my feet back on the floor. This was to kind of have like a drop set. So I had a harder version of the exercise, then I dropped it down to the easier so I could get some more reps in. This here is an exercise that I learned from the PCC. I struggle with hamstring flexibility, particularly with things like my pistol squats and stuff. So this was an exercise that one of the people there had taught me. I said, just do this for a couple of minutes before you do your squats and stuff, and your hamstring flexibility will definitely improve. So playing around with this style, not too aggressive with it, don't want to pull a hamstring. And then I finished off the workout with some single leg squats. Usually I can do about 10 to 15 of these in a single shot, but again, tired, very fatigued today, so I brought it down to about 5 or 6 at a time. And I'm working on, again, picking up that front leg a little bit higher, leaning back, putting some more weight on my heel. Those are some of the technical changes that I've been working on with this movement. Taking my time. Squats use up a lot of energy, so again, I'm not looking to increase endurance or anything like that. I'm taking my sweet time, going from one leg to the next, getting nice and calm, relaxed. I find that if I really hurry, particularly with the single leg squats and lunges, my technique goes downhill real fast. And right here, I'm more interested in building up strength, muscle, and power with the leg. My right leg has always been a little bit more shaky than my left leg, as you can see, seeing the movement in my hips as I do that. So that, in a nutshell, is one of my workouts that I had when I got back from the PCC. So close off here with a shot of my furry little friend. But if you have questions, let them on down below on my workout style. Till then, this is Matt Schifferly, reminding you, be fit, live free.